Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
A show that will make the president of the Marie Wilson fan club just make his heart all a twitter. My Friend Irma, starring Marie Wilson. This goes back to May 24th, 1948, and Al and Irma are going to be babysitters. Oh boy.
Lieber Brothers Company, makers of Swan, the soap with the exclusive super creamed blend, presents
Our Friend Swan
with My Friend Irma.
Starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane.
Friendship, friendship, just a perfect blendship. When other friendships have been forgot, theirs will still be hot. My friend Irma.
This is a wonderful spring day. Irma and I are at the window looking down below. On the sidewalk is an organ grinder with a monkey on a leash. Every time the monkey gets a penny, the organ grinder pulls on the leash and takes the penny from the monkey. Every time the monkey gets a banana, the organ grinder peels it for him. Irma's fascinated by this.
Jane?
Yeah, sweetie?
Isn't it wonderful how the monkey has that organ grinder trained to do everything?
I could answer Irma, but after living with her for over a year, the cost of aspirin is keeping me broke. Come in.
Telegram from Miss Stacy.
Oh, I'll take it. Here you are, boy.
Thanks, miss.
Oh, Jane, don't open it.
Why not? It's addressed to me.
Oh, but telegrams get me so nervous. They always bring bad news.
Oh, honey, that's preposterous.
Oh, it's not. The last one I got told me my Uncle Henry had just gotten married.
What's bad about that?
It was from his wife. He was already married.
Now, Irma, that's just an isolated example. Believe me, anyone who's afraid of opening a telegram is a superstitious mid-Victorian nincompoop living in the Middle Ages. Irma, please open the telegram for me.
Oh, all right, Jane. Oh, Jane, I told you it's bad news. Someone in your family is executed.
Executed? Let me see that. Arrived today by train, excited to see you. Irma, that's excited. Honey, it's from my Aunt Harriet. She's coming to New York for a visit.
Oh, isn't that nice?
Yeah. Dear old Aunt Harriet. Gosh, it's been so long. She raised me, Irma, when I was a little girl. She was so strict. I remember when she took me to the movies, if there was any kissing on the screen, Aunt Harriet would cover my eyes with her hand. Last picture we saw was with Clara Bow.
Clara Bow? Wasn't she the girl who was supposed to have it?
She may have had it, but I never got to see it.
Jane, is your Aunt Harriet married?
No, she's a widow. Uncle Elvin left her a fortune. She's quite lonely, though. She's getting on in years. I'm her only living relative.
Gosh, Jane, you may inherit her money.
Oh, please, Irma, don't even say that. Why, it never even occurred to me. Why, I'd like Aunt Harriet to live to be... oh, my goodness, she's already past that.
Jane, is your aunt going to stay with us?
Oh, I don't think so, honey. I know she'd be happier in some hotel.
Jane, the reason you want to send her to a hotel isn't because you're ashamed of me, is it?
Oh, Irma, of course not.
And what about Al? Go on, say it. You must be ashamed of him.
But I'm not.
You must be. Everyone else is.
I'm not ashamed of Al, sweetie. It's just that Aunt Harriet happens to be a very straight-laced person, and while she's a shrewd businesswoman, I don't think she'd be interested in Al's deals.
Oh, he wouldn't do anything.
No? I can just picture the meeting. Aunt Harriet would come in, and before I could say, "This is Al," he'd be saying to Aunt Harriet, "Because I like Jane, gonna let you in on a good thing." And before I can separate the two of them, Al would have sold her a piece of property that could only be seen at low tide when the water is clear. Come
It's only me, Professor Kropotkin. Girls, I hope I'm not intruding, but would you happen to have a spare doorknob?
I'm terribly sorry, Professor, but we just happen to be out of extra doorknobs. Why do you want one?
Well, I would like to hang it outside of my room. So when our landlady, Mrs. O'Reilly, walks by, maybe she'll see it and get me a door.
Oh, Professor.
I was only trying to cheer you up. I thought maybe that telegram in your hand is bad news.
Oh, this? No, it's from my Aunt Harriet. She's coming in for a visit on the 2:15 train from Chicago.
Oh, entertaining relatives is no good, but I know how you can get out of it, Janie. You've got to give her the shock treatment.
Shock treatment?
Uh-huh. You take her up to my room and turn on the lights.
Oh, Professor, Jane's aunt is very rich.
Oh, a rich aunt. Then, Janie, please meet her in my room. Maybe when she sees how I live, she'll adopt me.
No, Professor, Aunt Harriet isn't going to stay here. I think she'd be much more comfortable in a hotel.
I'll get it. Oh, Jane, look who's here. Hello, Richard.
Hello, Irma. Jane, Professor.
Oh, Richard, you're just the man I want to see. Where would you take an elderly woman?
How old?
About 60.
Oh, I wouldn't take her any place. I don't go out with women over 40.
Please, Richard, my Aunt Harriet's coming to visit me, and I want to find a nice, quiet hotel for her. Do you know of any?
What about the plaza?
Yeah, the plaza does it. Come on, Richard, take my arm. We're going to Grand Central Station to meet Aunt Harriet. You be nice to her. Who can tell? Someday she may be in your family. Come on.
Now, take it easy, Jane. Don't break my arm. I may be in your family, too.
Well, in that case, take good care of your arm. Someday I may want you to put that last remark in writing. See you later, folks.
Gee, don't they make a lovely couple?
Yes, Irma. And the way that Richard chases Jane, I have a feeling she's going to get away. You know, I can't understand why Janie's aunt shouldn't stay here.
Gee, neither can I. It just doesn't seem right that one of Jane's relatives should stay at a hotel. I have a feeling that she's ashamed of me.
Irma, darling, never think of that. I admit there are moments when Janie is annoyed by your little mistakes. Like the time you set fire to the bottom of her dress because she said she wanted a skirt with a flare. But I'm sure she loves you.
Oh, I don't know.
It's me, Chicken.
Oh, come on in, Al, honey.
Hiya, Chicken. Hello, Professor. Hello, Al. Well, it's 3 o'clock. Feeding time. I think I'll go back to my room. What do you mean, feeding time? Well, Al, a little bird built a nest outside of my window. And sometimes he comes back with extra bread. Goodbye.
Gee, Chicken, wish Jane was here. I got a deal she can't laugh at this time.
Well, I'll listen to it, Al. What is it?
It's absolutely ingenious. I'm going to patent a long shoe with a compartment in the toe filled with samples. So when a housewife slams the door on a salesman's foot, he can still show her the merchandise. What do you think of it, Chicken?
I like it, Al.
Well, you don't seem very enthusiastic. What's on your mind, Chicken?
Well, I'm always proud of you and your deals, but I don't think Jane is.
What do you mean, Chicken?
Well, Jane has a rich aunt visiting her, and... Oh, Al, do that again.
Do what again?
When I said rich, your ears stood up.
Well, that's just a reflex, like when someone says, "Here come the cops," my feet start moving. You say this aunt of Jane's is rich?
Yes, and Jane says she's getting on in years and is very fond of Jane. Oh, but Al, I wouldn't want you to get any dishonest ideas.
Chicken, that's hitting below the belt. You know my scruples. I'm only indicating a slight interest because I feel sorry for these rich dames.
What do you mean, Al?
Well, they all follow a pattern. They leave half of their dough to a relative like Jane, and the other half is wasted on some foolish thing like a home for one-eyed goats or wayward pigeons. When with a little handling of this situation, it could go to you and me and our children.
Oh, Al, when you say the word children, I hear the patter of little feet in my head.
So, Chicken, allow me to present my plan.
But, Al, we're not even related to Jane's aunt.
Oh, Chicken, forget that nonsense about blood being thicker than water. That's propaganda.
I guess you're right, Al. We can be as thick as anybody.
Please, Chicken, my only object is to get in solid with the dear lady. Now, where is she stopping?
At the plaza.
Good. Now, we send her a little gift right off. I know, flowers. We could send her a brace of petunias, a spray of violets on a background of gardenias, or maybe a mess of orchids. Can't make up my mind.
Why not, Al?
Got no money.
Al, I'll be glad to lend you the money.
Oh, no, Chicken, I would never take money from you. After we're married and you're still working steady, that's different. Then it becomes respectable.
Oh, Al, I'm so lucky to be going with a man of character like you.
Well, you either got it or you ain't. I just happen to be filthy with this stuff.
Hello, Irma and Al.
Oh, hello, Miss O'Reilly. My, you look nice. You're wearing your hair differently.
Oh, thank you, Irma. It's the new upsweep. Of course the professor don't like it. He said before I swept it up, I should have raked it.
You look younger than ever. Something we can do for you, Mrs. O'Reilly?
Well, if you'd be so kind. My niece and nephew are taking me to a pig roast. Oh, and it's going to be so good to be back among all my friends. Now, my niece's little baby's asleep up in my room, and little Muriel Martin's going to sit with him. Now, when she comes home from school, would you give her this key to my room and these $2 I promised her?
We'll take care of everything, Mrs. O'Reilly.
Thanks. Irma, dear, I dressed in a hurry. Did I paste my eyelashes on straight?
No, one is higher than the other.
Oh, glory be, I must get my heels fixed. Don't forget the baby. Goodbye.
Al, you're putting the $2 in your pocket.
Chicken, you are now looking at the latest thing in babysitters.
Who, Al?
You and me.
Well, what about little Muriel? She'll be here any minute to sit with a baby.
Chicken, this is a competitive world. First come, first served. You and I watch the kid, and with the $2, we send flowers to Aunt Harriet.
But, Al, I don't know anything about babies. I know they have to be bathed and oiled and powdered, but I wouldn't know where to oil him.
You'll learn.
But, Al, do you think it's right for us to be babysitters?
Chicken, don't you see what a wonderful opportunity this is? This'll be a test case of our marriage. Want to see how it'll feel to have a baby.
Oh, Al, this is just like playing house. Now, you bring the baby up, and I'll get something for him to eat.
Uh-huh. What do you got?
Well, let me look in the cupboard. Now, let's see. Graham crackers, ketchup, Strong Heart.
Strong Heart? That's dog food.
Yes, I bought 6 cans of it.
But, Chicken, you don't have a dog.
I know, but it was such a bargain.
Skip the food. Open a bottle of milk while I go and send some flowers to dear Aunt Harriet. And I'll be right back with the baby.
Oh, and, Al.
What, Chicken?
If anyone sees you walking upstairs with a baby, it might be embarrassing. So if they ask you if you're the father, just tell them you don't know.
May 24th, 1948, My Friend Irma on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into, and that's MediShare. Maybe you've heard switching to MediShare to pay for healthcare can save the typical family $500 a month, and that's huge, but it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The customer satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. MediShare works. It's been around for more than a quarter century, and members have shared more than $3 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So, yeah, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. A very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE. 833-34-BIBLE.
The buy one, get one free special going on now at MyPillow. MyPillow bed sheets, Giza Elegance MyPillows, the roll and go anywhere MyPillows, and 6-piece towel sets on special. Go to mypillow.com/USA, use promo code USA, or call 1-800-951-8175 and find out all the great deals you can get right now at MyPillow. mypillow.com/USA. Oh, you know, the excitement in Boston is just building like crazy. May 24th, 1948, My Friend Irma on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
Well, Richard and I are at Grand Central Station waiting for Aunt Harriet. We've been watching the poor information girl answering questions, and I just had one of the most terrifying thoughts in the world. Imagine Irma Peterson as the information girl in Grand Central Station. The Santa Fe would be leaving on Pier 28 for Paris. People planning to go to Florida would be in Alaska just in time for seal hunting. The honeymoon express would be going to Reno. You know, just in thinking about it, I'm so happy that we're going to whisk Aunt Harriet to the Plaza Hotel before she gets a chance to meet Irma and her intellectual companion, Al, the unemployed nature bum.
Chicken, when we're through with Aunt Harriet, she'll be putty in our hand.
Oh, look, Al, the little baby's going to sleep.
Ah, he's a cute little shaver, huh?
Bless his little heart. Look how he snuggles next to you, Al. You know, you'd make the greatest father in the world. Who else would ever think of giving the baby a kitchen knife to play with?
It was nothing, Chicken. Happen to know when a kid cuts his teeth, he has to have something to cut with. And what about you, Chicken? What a mother you'd make. Who would have thought of putting chocolate on his feet?
Well, Al, that's a woman's instinct. At least now when the baby puts his foot in his mouth, he'll put on weight. Oh, let's face it, Al, we're just a natural for children.
Yeah, we're a natural. And someday, Chicken...
Oh, Al.
But, Chicken, we got to remember one thing. We don't want Jane to find out about we're babysitters, or she might learn we used the money to send flowers to her Aunt Harriet.
All right, Al, and while the baby's sleeping, I think I'll make his formula.
Yeah, keep everything sterilized. Wear rubber gloves.
Rubber gloves. Al, you're just like every man. He's a child. I can wear kid gloves.
How stupid of me. But fortunately, you know what you're doing. Hey, careful, little mother. You'll knock that basin over. Now you woke him.
Oh, I better pick him up. Shh, baby. Oh, Al, isn't he cute? It feels so wonderful to hold him in my arms. He's so soft and helpless. I haven't had a thrill like this since the New Year's party when I had to carry you out for air.
Chicken, gotta quiet that kid. He's making me nervous.
Well, he wants something to play with. I'll give him your watch.
Oh, no, Chicken, not my watch.
Well, he won't hurt it. Here, baby. Oh, he dropped it. I'm sorry, Al. Is it ruined?
Well, Chicken, it was a Ben Russ. Right now, Ben looks fine, but I'm afraid Russ will never walk again. Oh, hand me the kid, Irma. I'll sing him a little lullaby.
Take him, Al.
Yeah. Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetop. When you grow up, please don't be a cop. How do you like that, Chicken? He fell asleep. Oh, that darn phone. You get it, Chicken, will you?
All right.
And if it's Jane, no cracks about us minding the kid.
Oh, I know, Al. Hello?
Irma, honey, this is Jane. I'm calling from Grand Central Station.
Oh, that's nice. Bon voyage, Jane.
Irma, I'm not going anywhere. Don't you remember? I'm waiting for my Aunt Harriet.
Oh, yes. Well, give her my regards.
Well, she's not in yet. Irma, what's that sound I hear?
What sound, Jane?
Like someone was crying.
Oh, that's Al. He's crying.
Al is crying?
Yes, his feet hurt him.
It sounded like a child.
Well, Al has small feet. What do you want, Jane?
Well, honey, my aunt may have gotten off at 125th Street Station. If she calls the house, you send her to the Plaza Hotel, huh? We'll wait for her.
All right, Jane, goodbye.
Any news, Chicken?
Well, Aunt Harriet didn't show up yet.
Well, she better. Ain't gonna sit up all night with this kid just so we could send her flowers. Oh!
Come in.
It's only me again, Professor Kropotkin. I just wanted... Oh, look! A little baby!
Yes, it belongs to Mrs. O'Reilly's niece. We're sitting on it. I mean, we're babysitters.
Oh, it's such a sweet little thing. It's a shame something so wonderful has to grow up into a person.
I wish we could keep this person quiet.
You got to have a feeling for babies, Al. You know, my brother Peter has got a wonderful system with his little son. When the boy starts crying, Peter reads to him from a book on child psychology.
But what if he doesn't stop crying?
Then Peter hits him with the book. This is known as applied psychology. It's applied where it'll do the most good. But with such a small baby, you got to sing to her.
Oh, we already tried that, but the baby refuses to go to sleep.
No, Al, no, I'll handle it. Come here, little baby. Baby face. You got the cutest little baby face. I hope you'll never live to see my place. You'd be a mental case. Oh, my darling little baby face. I scared him. So I'll tell you what, baby. Baby, you stay here and don't go away, and I'll run down to the corner and buy you some candy. Jelly beans, a bit of honey, maybe even a teething ring.
Oh, they don't work. He's been chewing on one for 30 minutes. He hasn't got any more teeth.
You gotta have patience. You know, there's an old saying, Rome wasn't built in a day.
What's that got to do with babies?
Nothing. This is a saying for veterans' housing projects. I'll be back.
This is the hardest $2 I ever earned. Wish that Mrs. O'Reilly would get back.
Al, maybe the baby wants to hear a story.
Great idea, chicken. But I don't know any of them stories, do you?
Well, I know the one about the 3 bears, but I always get stuck at the part where the little bear chops down the beanstalk and the Humpty Dumpty falls in the porridge.
Could have sworn it had a different ending. But in a spot like this, there's only one man to call.
Who, Al?
Who else but... Hello, Joe. Al, got a problem. Got a baby here. What? See if she's got a friend. No, Joe, I said baby, not babe. Look, Joe, you're a family man. What do you do with your youngster when he cries? Uh-huh. 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 Mm-hmm. But, Joe, don't you run out of youngsters that way? Got a feeling, Joe, you're not a man to discuss children with. However, we'll call you when another problem arises. Goodbye, noble friend.
May 24th, 1948, My Friend Irma on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
No offense, but are you a little fat when you look in the mirror? How would you like to learn the secrets to lose 3 to 5 pounds a week easily without joining the gym or going through any crazy diets? It's called Body Sculpt by Med Diet. For the last 2 decades, we've been helping people just like you that have pounds they want to shed. We've helped millions of people lose thousands and thousands of pounds over the years. And now it's your turn. Learn the secrets of how to lose weight with one simple phone call. You'll see an amazing difference in a matter of days. Don't believe us? We'll offer you a money-back guarantee. If you're ready to start losing weight right now, call right now to learn more about your risk-free order to Body Sculpt.
Call for your risk-free offer. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. 800-738-5332. That's 800-738-5332.
Are you in bad pain? You know what I mean. Your knees hurt. Your shoulder hurts. Your elbow and back are constantly killing you. And I'm sure you've tried every pain pill or cream available at the drugstore. Am I right? Well, here's something you haven't tried. Pain Magic. Pain Magic is not available at any drugstore. The only place you can get it is by calling the special toll-free number I'm about to give you.
And to make things even better, call right now and find out about our buy one, get one free offer. We're so confident it'll work for you that we offer a free bottle with your purchase. No prescription required.
Call now to learn how you can get Pain Magic and get rid of your pain. Remember, your results may vary.
800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. 800-492-8164. That's 800-492-8164.
Now on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox, the conclusion of My Friend Irma, starring Marie Wilson, May 24th, 1948.
No help, Al?
No.
Oh, gee. Maybe the baby wants to play.
Great idea. Get the cards, Irma.
Oh, no, Al. Oh, look. The baby likes you. He's going to sleep.
Oh, great. Couldn't have stood it another minute. Oh, that phone. Take the kid, Irma. I'll get it.
All right.
Hello?
Oh, it's you, Al.
Oh, yeah, Jane. Where are you?
Well, we're at the hotel waiting for Aunt Harriet, but I can't understand. Al? Al, what was that noise?
What noise?
Well, I'm sure I I heard a baby crying.
Baby? No, that was Irma.
What is this? A little while ago you were crying and now Irma's crying.
Well, you heard that song, I Cried for You?
What about it?
We like to cry for each other.
Well, I don't know what's going on, but I'm coming back to the apartment. Al, you and Irma better not be up to anything, because Aunt Harriet may stop there first, and if you embarrass me, I'll never forgive you.
Oh, have no fears, Jane. Everything here is normal.
What you two consider normal terrifies me. I'll be right home. Goodbye.
Chicken, got no time to lose. Grab the kid. We're taking it back to Mrs. O'Reilly's room.
Why, Al?
Jane is on her way. And besides, her aunt...
Oh, that must be the professor. Come in.
Hello. Does Jane Stacy live here?
Yes, she does.
I'm her Aunt Harriet.
Oh, well, how do you do? I'm Irma Peterson, Jane's roommate, and this is Al, the man whom I finance with.
It is indeed a rare pleasure to meet one so fair and gracious and, shall we say, rich as you, Aunt Harriet.
Oh, thank you. I told Jane to meet me, but I changed my plans. Oh, what an adorable baby. Is it yours?
Well, no, that is...
Well, then it must be. Why, of course, I can see the family resemblance. Oh, it's got the Stacy eyes. It's Jane.
Huh?
Jane?
Oh, I'm so happy. She wrote me she was going with the fellow, and I was hoping she'd settle down and marry. Who is the man? What's his name?
His name is Richard, but
Well, here I am with the jelly beans for my little baby.
Oh, the father! Come here and kiss your Aunt Harriet.
The father?
Yes. And let me be the first to say he looks just like you.
And let me be the first to say you're completely out of your mind.
Wait a minute, Aunt Harriet. He's not the father. You see...
Hi, everybody. Oh, Aunt Harriet, what are you doing here? We were waiting for you at the station.
Oh, at the last minute I took the plane.
Oh, no wonder. Well, Aunt Harriet, I want you to meet Richard Rhinelander. Richard, this is my Aunt Harriet.
I'm glad to know you.
Oh, let me look at you, my boy. So, Jane, you finally landed him.
What?
How long have you two been married?
Married? We're not married.
Oh, please, dear, I've already seen the child.
Oh, no. No, Irma's as old as I am. She just sounds that way.
I mean this baby here.
Baby? Where? Irma Peterson. Al, what is this?
I want to know what's going on here. They say it's not theirs. You say it's not yours.
Don't look at me. I just bought jelly beans.
Now, wait a minute. I insist on knowing whose baby this is.
Please come in.
oh, it's little Muriel Martin.
Look here, Mr. Al. I've been speaking to my mother, and she says you've got to give me the baby. It belongs to me, and I'm supposed to take care of it.
Oh, certainly. Here you are, Muriel. Never want to deprive a mother of her child.
Do you mean to say that...
I do. Believe it or not, Aunt Harriet, that little girl is just another hillbilly bride.
Got the truth out of Irma and Al, and we all had a good laugh, even Aunt Harriet. But Irma, having held a baby in her arms, cannot wait until she has some of her own. In fact, she's just finished knitting 5 little booties for the baby's feet. Why anyone would knit 5 and stop, I do not know. So I said, Irma, why did you knit just 5? And Irma said,
well, maybe I'll have twins.
Yeah, but honey, that would just be 4 feet. Why knit 5 booties?
Well, one of the twins might be a triplet.
You know, if you can figure that one out, I wish you'd come and live with my friend Irma.
My Friend Irma, presented by Swan, another fine product of Lever Brothers Company, was produced and directed by Cy Howard. Tonight's script was written by Cy Howard and Park Levy. Folks, next Monday evening, listen again to...
Our friend Swan.
With my friend Irma.
Starring Marie Wilson as Irma and Kathy Lewis as Jane. The part of Professor Kropotkin was played by Hans Conried. Folks, on Poppy Day, there's only one way to be well-dressed. Wear a red poppy made by a disabled war veteran. Yes, wear a poppy. Remember, you'll be helping a disabled veteran and his family when you buy one. So be well dressed. Wear a poppy. Frank Bingman speaking.
May 24th, 1948, My Friend Irma on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox.
It's a big, bold story set in the heartland of America, along the edge of Lonely Mountain. I am open for business. And so Big William Gorgon, played by handsome Michael James, fiercely set down his Midwest roots.
Oh, darling, we're going to sell bathrobes and raise chickens.
Set his adoring wife, Wilhelmina, portrayed by beautiful Glenda Olsen.
Oh, I love our store, Will.
But they hadn't counted on Big Ralph's bathrobes and cattle store coming to town.
Oh, Will, what will we do, Will?
Will had a plan, a way of facing off against tough Big Ralph. We're going to change the face of America. We're going to advertise.
For what?
With print, broadcasting, and bus benches, we're going to tell people who we are and where we are.
What's a bus?
And so the story of how one man brought advertising to the heartland.
Oh, will it work?
It will. Well, my name ain't Will, Wilhelmina. You got to advertise or we'll die. And so the greatest marketing story of all time is here. Advertise or die, dopey.
Put your message on this national advertising platform. Email classicradiotheater@gmail.com. classicradiotheater@gmail.com. We wrap up this hour of Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox with an episode of Chandu the Magician. This was originally broadcast all the way back May 24th, 1933.
Bob and Betty returned from a shopping trip to find Chandler and Jeffrey Marshall trying to identify a picture which had appeared on the wall, reflected in some occult way from Marshall's tortured mind. Bob and Chandler recognized it as a picture they saw months before in the crystal. A strange, forgotten island off the coast of Sumatra. The present act opens at the observatory of Mithras. 3 days later. Chandu the Magician.
Well, certainly was keen for it. Let us come up here again, Beatrice. Thanks.
I hope you will feel free to come here whenever you like, Mr. Regent.
Oh, well, we wouldn't want to be in the way.
No, but you will let us come here some night and look at the stars ourselves, won't you?
Yes, indeed. I've been hoping to complete some observations I've been making so that I might ask your charming mother to come here again.
I'm sorry, Beatrice, but you know she was so scared the other time when we looked at those pictures of Lemuria.
Oh, I would not wish to alarm her.
Oh, dear, I'll be glad to have her come back. It seems so funny without her.
I did not understand your mother had gone away.
Oh, yes, she's been gone away about 2 days. You know, Bob, I should think if Uncle Frank wanted anybody to help him, he'd send for you. Because what could Mother do to help him?
Besides, he had Mr. Marshall with him. It's kind of funny about Mr. Marshall anyway, isn't it?
What did you mean by that, Mr. Regent?
Oh, I only meant Well, I shouldn't think he'd have time to go prowling around on some island with Uncle Frank.
How do you know he has gone to one of the neighboring islands?
Oh, he said so, Beatrice.
Ah.
He said he and Mr. Marshall were going for a little trip, and maybe they'd be gone 3 days.
Gee, I wish I knew what Uncle Frank wanted Mother for.
It's the first time Mother's ever gone away and left us.
No, it isn't. Remember over in Algiers when she and Father went up to that ruin? And they were gone all the time Dimitri was...
Oh, yes.
Do you by any chance refer to Prince Dimitri?
Why, sure. Did you know him?
There is a Prince Dimitri whom I know.
Oh, but this man's... I mean, he's not alive now.
Oh?
We saw him when he jumped off the wall of the villa right down into the sea.
Was this also in Algiers?
It was about 30 miles away, right up on the cliffs. Betty and I... Well, you see, Uncle Frank was gone, and Dimitri gave us a big line about how he was a Secret Service man like Uncle Frank.
Bob.
Ah, so that is the profession of your distinguished uncle.
Gee, I would.
Yes, you'll never be any good for the British Secret Service if you're...
Well, gee, Beatrice, I wish I could ask you to forget I said that about Uncle Frank.
You may rely upon me, Mr. Regent, not to betray your confidence.
Well, thanks. Listen, Betty, we better go. Nadji's over home alone.
Oh, yes, we must.
Before you go, won't you tell me a little more of why your mother left so suddenly and apparently in secret?
We don't know anything about it, Beatrice. Except that when we waked up that morning, she was gone.
Yes, and there was a note from her that said Uncle Frank had sent for her. She'd have to go right away. She said she'd be back as soon as she could.
Who brought her your uncle's message?
We don't know.
Beatrice, you don't think anything has happened to her, do you?
Don't be silly, Betty.
Oh, I guess I am silly. Well, come on, Bob. Thank you so much, Beatrice, for showing us the telescope.
Yeah, don't forget now. The first night you're not really working, so we won't be in your way. We want to come over and look through it.
You shall have the opportunity very soon.
Okay, that'll be swell. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Good morning.
Wait a minute, Betty, before we go in the house. I don't want Nadji to hear this. Now, we didn't find out anything from Beatrice, did we?
Well, no. Except that he didn't care whether Mr. Marshall went with Uncle Frank or not. Come on, Bob, let's go in. It's awfully hot out here.
Okay. Nadji! Nadji!
I am here, Bob, in Chandu's study.
Getting hotter every minute outdoors.
Say, Nadji, you don't think anything's happened to Mother, do you?
Why should you think of that, Betty Lou?
Oh, I don't know.
Uncle Frank wouldn't take Mother any place where it was dangerous. Gee, it'd be great if we could look into Uncle Frank's crystal over here and see where they are.
Oh, wouldn't that be exciting? Oh, I wish we could. Nadji, why don't you...
Yeah, Nadji, come on.
I cannot, Bob.
Oh, sure you can. I bet it's just because you think you can. Come on, try.
I do not mind to try, Bob, but, you know, I am no longer a sorceress.
Well, let's try anyway. I'll put the crystal over here. Now, you sit there, Betty. Nadji, you sit here, and I'll sit here. Now, let's all think hard.
Oh, dear, I don't see a thing, do you?
Mm-mm.
Are you trying hard, Nadji?
Wait. For a moment, it was almost as if I might succeed.
Oh, gee.
Be still, Bob. Listen. It's those drums like they had in the cave on the island. Do you hear them, Bob?
Of course I hear him.
Wait. There is a picture forming in the crystal.
Oh, Bob, it's that island where we saw Father that time.
It's the island where Uncle Frank is, I bet.
I bet it is, too. See that little open place and the huts all around it?
How clear it is growing. Oh, the jungle drums.
Yeah. And there's a bunch of those natives coming out of the jungle. Look at that big one in front with the crazy-looking kind of a mask on.
Do you not see who it is? The witch doctor is Vindyon.
Oh, it isn't either Vindyon, Nadji. I mean, how can it be?
Vindyon's an old man.
Indeed it is Vindyon. Do you think I do not know him?
Look, Betty. Look in the crystal, quick.
Yes?
Isn't that Uncle Frank and Mr. Marshall right there at the edge of the jungle among the trees? See their white suits?
Yes, sir, it is. Oh, what do you suppose they're doing?
I bet they're waiting for a chance to pop off Vindyon. If that really is Vindyon.
Well, I don't think they'd go all the way over there just for that.
You don't? Well...
Never mind. Look at those natives. What do you suppose that goat is for?
Oh, it is the ceremony of sacrifice.
Don't you wish we could hear what they say? Nadji, can't you...
An hour ago, I would have said it was impossible. But now it is proof that I can once more...
Try, Nadji, try.
I will try, but...
Go on. We aren't afraid, are we, Betty?
Hush.
By the power of ancient Egypt, I call upon the forces of which I am a part to bring to us in this room the voices of those in the jungle.
What's that?
Keep still.
I don't hear him.
Oh, Bob, look. They've got somebody in there with those natives, all wrapped up in that funny cloth.
Oh, no.
What's the matter, Nadji?
Listen. It is the jungle drum.
It means we can hear him then, doesn't it? Hey, look who that is they've got out there. It's Mother.
Quiet, Betty Lou, or we will lose the picture, and perhaps we will never know what occurs there.
Well, I'm not going to stay here. I'm going to go...
Oh, Bob, you don't even know where that island is.
And if you are not silent, I cannot... Listen. I heard a voice.
Thank heaven I brought this pistol.
Don't fire. Our only hope of saving Dorothy is to keep them from knowing we're here. Don't you see that?
What are we going to do?
I can't understand how they ever got her here. Why she'd come with them. Or why they should select her. Great Scott. She must have been gone from the house in Surabaya for 2 days to reach here.
And they'd never think of looking here for her, would they?
No. As far as I can learn, no one ever comes here. Marshal, look. This is more than the native ceremony of sacrifice.
Why? What do you mean?
I mean that mask doesn't belong.
What?
It's neither native nor Javanese nor...
Vindyon!
It's Vindyon.
But you're not Vindyon. You can't be. Vindyon's an old man.
What does Mrs. Regent mean?
Most amazing thing I've ever known. If he really is the same man. On the boat. And again when we saw him on the island of Flora, he was an old man. Bent and shriveled, and his hands were like claws.
Where had he come from, Mr. Chandler?
As far as we know, he came from India. Why?
Because I've seen just this sort of transformation take place in the people in the African jungle. They eat the bark from a peculiar jungle tree.
What is it you're going to do? My brother isn't here.
A sentence has been spoken, sister of Chandu, and the power of Ubasti shall not fail.
What can these natives have to do with the cat worshippers?
I don't think they have anything to do with them. I think this fellow's tricked them into believing Dorothy's a powerful witch doctor from another island.
Oh, stop! Stop those drums!
No! The drums shall go on and on and on, beating out their rhythm of death.
That's what Nadji said.
Nadji has escaped the spell of Ubasti, only to lose herself in the black pool of the secret star.
What does he mean? What are we going to do?
To these silent men who stand about you, sister of Chandu, you are but another victim for the sacrifice. For I have said to them, the god of the jungle has spoken, and they know there is one who must die.
I'm not afraid to die.
Mr. Chandler, what are we going to do?
Listen, watch, and be ready to go with me instantly.
Sister of Chandu, once before thou hast looked into the face of death and hast escaped. This time thou shalt die. Chandu shall be defeated, and Ubasti shall have her revenge.
But my brother will never know.
He will hear the word of the jungle. The god of the jungle is angry.
They're running away. The witch doctor's hut has caught fire from the lightning. They must think it's an ill omen.
All but Vindyon.
He doesn't mean to let her go. Look!
Stop! Vindyon! Stop!
Chandu!
Frank! Oh, take your hands off my throat!
Stop, Vindyon! Let her go!
Look, the natives are coming back. They've seen us. This is the end for all of us.
Oh, no, it isn't. By the power of the Emerald Casket and of the 3 times 3, I say to you both that we are even now in Java.
Mother!
Can you beat that?
Chandu the Magician was originally heard on the West Coast Don Lee Network, eventually heard nationwide over the Mutual Network, October 8th, 1932, continuing. It was sponsored by White King Soap in the West, by Beechnut Gum in the East, which is why you don't hear any introductions, because these shows are from the original transcriptions, and that's why you don't hear any intros. It ran through 1936, and Walter Winchell said in 1932, one of the smaller radio chains has a feature called Chandu, which is Indo-Chinese for an opium preparation. In fewer words, dope. The production moved to Chicago in 1935 with a new cast. This is going to be the original cast of the show. Gain Whitman portraying Frank Chandler in this particular series. And there you heard the show. It moved to WGN, as I said, in 1935 for a year. Howard Hoffman in the title role. Cornelius Osgood as Dorothy. Now, the show would come back in 1948 as a serial program, a 15-minute show. And, of course, we talked about how those serials gave to more development of characters. They really did. And rather than just a single half-hour weekly. But the show would be a quarter-hour show weekdays starring Tom Collins. The show would continue that way until 1949, and it would become 30-minute episodes from 1949 until, January until April of that year. So there you go. In 1949, the show would move to ABC, a half hour, Saturdays at 7:30, and then Wednesdays at 9:30. It would wrap up in September of 1950. So even with all of Chandu's magic, the show couldn't continue forever. From May 24th, 1933, Chandu the Magician on Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Visit my webpage, classicradio.stream, where you can stream our shows on demand, learn more about classic radio collecting, find all of our social media contacts, and you can get in touch with me there as well. classicradio.stream. Classicradio.stream. Of course, our shows are available through Spotify, Spreaker, TuneIn, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, Amazon. Search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Thank this radio station, support their advertisers, tell your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox on your favorite station.